You ever get that feeling that nature is hiding secret codes all around us? In patterns we might not even notice at first glance? From the swirl of a galaxy to the shell on a beach, there's often this hidden logic, this beautiful kind of math, just running the show behind the scenes.
Well, what if I told you there's a wild orchid out there whose entire design follows a super precise, elegant, mathematical rule? A plant that honestly seems way too perfect to be real.
This is it. This is the Spiranthes orchid, but a lot of people call it Ladies Tresses. And that stunning spiral, it is not just for show. It's nature's solution to an ancient engineering problem. And it's written in the language of math. So today, we're going to decode exactly how it works.
All right, so first things first, let's get to know this amazing plant a little better. What exactly are we looking at here?
So its scientific name, Spiranthes, literally means spiral flower. Pretty on the nose, right? And these guys aren't some flashy tropical giant. You'll find them in quiet places like temperate meadows and woodlands. They put out this beautiful stalk of small, usually white or cream-colored flowers. And they're all arranged in that signature twist that gives them their common name, Ladies Tresses, because it kind of looks like braided hair. And this right here is the heart of it. That spiral pattern isn't some happy accident of beauty. It's a fundamental principle. It's a piece of biological code that's been perfected over millions of years.
Okay, so how do we actually crack this code? Well, believe it or not, scientists have a whole field of study for exactly this kind of thing.
It's called phyllotaxis. It's a bit of a mouthful, I know, but it's just the science of how plants arrange all their parts, whether it's leaves, seeds, or, in our case, flowers. And it turns out this isn't just something our little orchid does. You have seen phyllotaxis everywhere, I promise. It's in those mesmerizing spirals of seeds you see in a sunflower head, or the perfect way scales are arranged on a pine cone. Nature uses this rule again and again to solve a universal problem. How do you pack as much stuff as possible into a limited space without everything getting in each other's way?
And now we get to the really good part, the actual mathematical secret behind this perfect spiral. To understand the rule nature's following, we've got to start with a famous set of numbers you've probably heard of. The Fibonacci sequence. You know the one where each number is just the sum of the two that came before it. Now here's where the magic happens. If you divide any two consecutive numbers in this sequence, the result gets closer and closer to a very special ratio. And that ratio is the key that leads us to one very specific, very magical number. This is it. This is the secret number, 137.5 degrees. Now, I know it might look kind of random, but trust me, it's one of the most important numbers in all of botany.
This is known as the golden angle. So as the orchid stem grows up, each new flower bud pops out at an angle of exactly 137.5 degrees from the one before it. And what's so incredible is that this single, simple instruction, when you just repeat it over and over, is all you need to create that complex, perfect spiral we see.
And this just shows how incredibly efficient nature is. The golden angle is the best possible solution for packing things together. It guarantees that no new flower is ever growing directly above an old one, which means no big gaps are left, and crucially, no flowers are shading each other out. It's just perfect, self-organizing geometry.
So we know how the orchid builds its spiral, but the next really big question is, why? I mean, what's the evolutionary payoff for all this mathematical precision? Well, the advantages are just huge. We already talked about how it crams in the maximum number of flowers and makes sure they all get a piece of the sun. But it also adds structural stability against wind and rain, and even helps water run off. But the number one reason, the real evolutionary jackpot, is all about the pollinators.
For a pollinator, like a bee, this spiral is basically a floral staircase. The bee lands at the bottom and is naturally guided all the way up, moving from one flower to the next in a super continuous, efficient path. This just maximizes the chance that pollen gets picked up and dropped off on every single flower. And for the orchid's reproduction, that is a massive, massive win.
Okay, so the Spiranthes orchid is an absolute masterpiece of internal design. But the story has a twist, because all of that mathematical perfection is actually hiding a surprising fragility.
You see, this plant cannot do it alone. Its seeds are impossibly tiny, almost like dust with absolutely no food reserves. They are completely unable to sprout without first teaming up with a very specific type of fungus in the soil. Without this hidden fungal partner, there is no next generation of spiral orchids, period.
So here's the crucial point, this incredible contrast. Internally, the orchid is a model of mathematical perfection. It's robust, it's efficient, but externally, it's so fragile, completely dependent on the health of its pollinators and its microscopic fungus friends in the soil.
And this is why this all matters, because that whole delicate web is under threat. Habitat loss destroys the very soil that both the orchid and its fungal partners need to live. Climate change can throw the timing of its pollinators all out of whack, and pollution can just poison the whole delicate system. This mathematical marvel is really an indicator of a healthy ecosystem.
The story of the Spiranthes orchid really shows us that some of nature's most profound secrets are written in the language of math, hiding in the patterns that are right in front of us. It leaves you wondering, what other beautiful secret codes are out there just waiting to be discovered?